So hello guys, welcome to issue 41 of the Fiat. In this episode we're going to be working on the center console. Also I need to say welcome to my first Fiat video of 2021. As you can see, I'm still settling into my new home. I'm in the process of building my new desk, so please accept my apologies for the mess. So one of the things that I'm really liking about this build, we've already established that we're building two different elements, the actual car and the caravan. Now one of my main concerns about this build was some of these parts are going to be large for the caravan, and I'm worried that we're going to get parts but not have anything to do. What they seem to have done is they've given us a small amount to do on the car and then given us caravan parts. In this particular episode they've given us a few more small parts. We have a little bit of work to do on the car, hence the title, the center console. But as a little bonus we have a little tiny bit to do on the caravan. Let's have a look how I got on. So welcome to stage 41. We're going to be doing the center console, so let's do a parts check. So this is part 41A and this is the center console upper. I think it's this way round, possibly that way, we'll find out in a bit. Part B, center console lower, which is this piece here, and C, the handbrake lever. Look at that, really happy with that. Part D is the reflector housings. Now these are in a bag, so I'm going to leave them in the bag for a while, but these are reflectors. And then that leaves us with two bags of screws, the CP 1.7 by 4mm screws and the EP 1.7 by 2.5mm washer screws. So let's have a look at the stages. So stage 1, I've lost my cursor, there we go. So we need to be taking the bear with me a sec, there we go, past the handbrake lever 41C through the slot at the front of the center console upper, which is this one. And we can see there's a little notch there, hopefully you can catch. Let me just change the lighting. I keep trying to change it to good lighting, but there we go, that's much better. So we have a small notch there, so holding in the way of the orientation of the magazine. So you've got the slot there and the hole at the front, and then this handbrake will, it looks like it doesn't matter which way round it goes actually. We'll pop it through and we'll see how it comes out. So that's going to pop into there, so you'll see that that handbrake will move. Yeah, the lever can only fit in one position, so let's give it a try and see how it goes in the opposite way round. There we go. So yes, it's any direction. So once we've done that, now it's telling us to place turn the center console upper over and insert the 3 posts into the corresponding holes. I think common sense, as you see, if you did turn it over the part falls out. So let's do this upside down. So what we're going to do, we have these 3 posts here, and the triangular part of the console is going to go behind the handbrake. So we will pop that into there like so, and you'll see that it all lines in properly, and then when we turn it upright we have this, and that's really nice. I'm really liking that. So stage 3, we need to insert 3 CP screws. So let's grab these 3 screws, see if I can get exactly, no, I never get exactly 3 out, you know me by now. So what we're going to be doing is inserting the 3 screws into the posts. And which one should I do today? Let's do the middle one first. So these are plastic screws, so we need to be very careful. We don't need to over screw them, over tighten them, and this is actually a head that's far too small, so please forgive. That's much better, and it also would help if I had the screwdriver rotating the correct way. So once you feel it get a little bit tighter, it's time to stop, check your work, and then adjust if necessary. Lovely. So I love doing these classic cars. It's funny that it's one of those cars that I laughed at as a child. What's that? That's a terrible car. But actually it's really good. I remember one lady I used to work with had one of these cars, and when she told me how much fuel she puts in a week, I'm like, what? I want one of those. So this particular, there we go, it's because I've not screwed it in enough, but this is why we constantly check. So there we go, that's getting there. Sometimes there's a fine line between not quite tight enough and over tightened. There we go, I'm happy with that. So there's the handbrake. Obviously it doesn't come with a noise when you lift it up. Right, so this needs to go into the stage 4. Place the center console over the space in the middle of the floor between the seat belt holders. So this is the floor, so we need this triangular bit back towards the middle, and you could actually see the shape. So if we just gently, very gently, pull these seat belts to one side, we can easily slide that in there, and then you will see that there are a couple of notches. So if you can see, let me pull it out and show you. So you've got 2 posts, one there and one there. They're eventually going to go in those 2 holes there. So we just place, and we've also got a cut out there which will go over there. So there's plenty to help you line it up. So you see I've kind of half placed it. Bit of squeezing where necessary, and that's gone in absolutely perfectly. That is almost, looks like it's made to measure. So stage 5 is going to be to insert 2 CP screws. So I think we saw that one coming, and we will turn this over, and we can place one into there and one into there. Right, so that one's just in enough to bite. So there we go, tighten that one up. We tighten this one up. It's just a shame we're doing an awful lot of black this week, but look at it, it's beautiful, isn't it? So there's the handbrake, there's the seat belts, that's looking beautiful. So one of the beauties of this model that I'm really enjoying is when you get 2 different parts, sometimes what magazines will do is it will tell you to just, here's a part, put it to one side. Now as we all know, this has got the caravan attached to it, and obviously it's going to be quite a few parts to the caravan before we actually start to see anything, and please excuse the noise. Now they could give us caravan parts and say there's nothing to do this week, but just keep the parts to one side, and then next week could be the same, and then so on and so forth. As you see, what they've done is they've given us a small amount of work to do. Some people might consider that a slow issue, but what they've also done is they've given us these reflectors, and what we're going to do with these, remember we put this trim on in a previous week, so we take these reflectors out. They're lovely, they're really nice, and what we're going to do is we're going to insert them into the two corresponding holes in the caravan wall, which is these holes there. And all we're going to do is pop those in there. And then what we need to do is turn it over, and then we need to secure those with the EP screws. Now what I'm actually going to do, we know that when we turn this over, those parts are going to fall out. So I'm just going to remove this reflector, and I'm just going to load my screwdriver up, and I'm actually struggling to get this caravan out because it's got these little notches in the packaging. It does hold it in rather firm. So I'm going to just put my finger on the reflector, we'll turn it over, there's the screw hole, and we'll just screw this in there. And we're just screwing that in just so until that reflector's not moving, which it's not now. And then we'll go back to the other reflector, we'll pop that in there, goes into the hole very nicely, and we'll pop that into there, and that's gone in really nice. So that's just two small details which has really added a lot to the caravan. That is the end of this stage, but yeah, I'm really happy with the way this build is going, because as I say, we are doing some work on the car virtually, well, just about every week, and then we're slowly building this caravan up, and it's nice because, as I say, some part works, we get parts and we don't do anything, and then we have to hold on to those parts for a week, and then the next week we use you know, we use the parts we had from the previous week plus the new parts, and obviously we can't expect far too much. You know, if they gave us a piece like this every single week, they'd probably have to double the cost of the magazine. So yeah, I'm really happy. So let's place that carefully on there so that we can finish the video with a nice view of what I've completed, and I hope to catch you in the next issue when we will be doing the gear lever. So take care guys, and I'll see you next week.